Hey guys, happy Sunday. I just got done with our second and final water polo game of the day, and the weekend is over. I don't know what place we got. We won 3 and lost 1, but unfortunately we lost the first one, which means that we got knocked out of the first through third, so I think we probably got 5th or 6th out of 60 or 70 teams, but not bad. Not a bad showing for our boys. Anyway, I think the biggest problem that most people run into when they decide they want to be flippers or they're rehabbing a rental, and it doesn't matter which, is finding a contractor that can get the job done. And it's funny, people always assume that I don't have problems with that because I'm a contractor and I've been doing this for so long, but I run into those problems too, because I have guys that don't show up. I have guys that do show up but don't do what they're supposed to do. I have guys that show up and do things that don't need to be done necessarily, which means I'm paying for stuff that doesn't need to be done, and on and on and on. So how exactly do you find a good contractor? That is the eternal question. And the best answer I can give you is you gotta vet them. You gotta find the people that know what the heck they're doing that can get it done. Okay, that sounds great, Mark, but you're not answering the question. Well, I think the first thing you need to do, and I don't think I've ever heard anybody say this before, and it just kind of hit me. Most people that are looking into getting into flipping or purchasing property for the first time, or maybe you've been doing this for a long time and you're still having a lot of problems, educate yourself on construction. Most people spend all their time reading and absorbing and watching YouTube videos and doing all kinds of stuff like that on flipping and buying income properties. But they don't spend time on the nuts and bolts, which is management. Boring subject. No one wants to talk about that. They may want to talk about it a little bit, but they sure don't want to study it. And also construction. How do I hire a contractor? How do I vet a contractor? How do I make sure a contractor is doing what he's supposed to be doing? Guys, there's a ton of videos out there on that. And absorb it. Learn. Spend some time, as much time as you're spending learning about flipping and everything. You probably know enough about that to get moving. You're probably a lot of you, if you haven't started yet, you're probably almost at paralysis as far as studying flipping and income property purchasing. Spend some time, and I'm not saying an exorbitant amount of time, but spend some time looking at construction stuff. Look at what these guys are doing. Look at construction contractor videos. There's all kinds of information out there that's available about how to do this stuff. And when you vet a contractor, when you hire someone, get some references and go talk to them. Especially, you always want to have an investor-friendly contractor. Those guys know what needs to be done. If you get a guy that's a contractor that remodels high-end homes, I'm telling you, that's not the guy you're looking for. He'll do a great job and he'll be really meticulous, but you want things that are going to be functional and, shall I say, Home Depot grade. You're not looking for high-end grade, and guys that are used to doing that, that's what they do. They do high-end stuff. It's really hard for them to throttle back and do lower-end stuff. And I'm not talking about low quality, I'm talking about lower end. I'm talking about using less quality stuff. I'm talking about not doing things that you would do on a $1 million house or a $2 million house, or in some areas a $300,000 house. So you need to be really, really careful about the guy you choose as far as what he does. Another thing I want you to watch out for is materials. There are materials out there that are better than others. I kind of like to work with maybe more of a commercial grade stuff, but not high-end commercial. Toilets sinks, faucets, things like that that have parts that are replaceable. Don't buy off-brand faucets that you can't get parts for. You know, a lot of times when a faucet breaks, there's going to be parts that are available for $7 or $8 that you can get at Home Depot or Lowe's. Make sure that that's the kind of faucet you're getting. I made the mistake of getting super expensive high-end Chinese knockoff faucets, and the quality was amazing. They're really heavy, heavy brass, and they were built really well. But when something simple like a washer or a seal or something like that goes out, the really sucky thing is you can't find those parts anywhere. You know, you can go try to jury rig something, but generally you're not going to be able to find it. And that puts you in a bad position. That means you got to change the faucet out. You can't fix what's there. So you may have spent $120 on that really cool faucet. Now it's worthless. And now the guy's got to try to find the part for it, go back and forth and back and forth. And, you know, by the time you're done, you spent $500 replacing a stupid faucet. So go with a Moen, go with a Price Fister, go with something that off the shelf you can buy parts for very easily. Don't get caught in the trap of trying to find a faucet that's really cool looking, but you can't get parts for it, or you have to order them. Same thing with toilets. You know, find something off the shelf that you can get parts for. Most toilets you can retrofit them with new valves and things like that, but try to find something that has parts available. All right, appliances. One of the things that I have a big problem with is people putting in appliances that are super high end. Look, guys, I'm sorry to say, tenants trash appliances. You want to make sure that you put in something that isn't going to cost a fortune to replace, because a lot of times the deposit doesn't cover it. An appliance should last 7 to 10 years, but it might not in a rental. So don't go super high end. Don't go crazy. Now, if it's a high end rental, yeah, you do have to go a little bit nicer. But if it's a Class C, go with the lowest, least expensive stuff. I like the vinyl plank flooring for my floors. The only issue with that is if you buy the really thin veneer plastic vinyl. Plastic vinyl? Is that redundant? Probably so. I don't like that because when you scratch it, it goes beyond the color and it gets into the subsurface of it. And so you have these dark scratches on the floor. Make sure and buy the thicker stuff. The other thing I like is ceramic tile. And I like the 12 by 12 ceramic tile. That's forever flooring. If you've got a raised foundation, make sure that you do appropriate subflooring for that so that it doesn't crack, so the grout lines don't crack. But ceramic tile, if you can afford to do it once, you're good to go for a very, very long time. Many years, 20, 30, 40, 50 years. The vinyl, probably going to last you 15 years. Carpet, you know, we usually get 2 to 3 tenants out of carpet, and that's it. And then we got to replace it. Is it the cheapest thing at the time? Yes. Does it last the longest? Heck no. So I'm gonna stop now. This is something I want to keep going on and riffing on this. But check your contractor's references. Find other investors that have used them. Go to other investors. Collaborate, guys. I'm really into this sharing thing and working with other people. If you can help them, they can help you. All right? So talk to them and see who they're using. See if they don't mind sharing. You guys can think about this. If you can go with another investor and say, hey, look, I'm not doing that much, you're not doing that much. Maybe we can keep a couple of really good guys busy all the time. Think about it. All right, guys, have a good weekend. Have a great Sunday. I will see you Monday, my favorite day of the week. Bye, guys.